A lot of people imagine the evolution of technology as a straightforward process, starting with the simplest, most primitive machines and just advancing to autonomous cars and artificial intelligence like we have today. But that's not the case. Some ancient cultures managed to create surprisingly complex and sophisticated inventions using techniques and knowledge that seem to have come out of nowhere. In some instances, these creations weren't replicated for hundreds of years. Scientists and historians are always working hard to figure out how these inventions came about, but some secrets have been lost forever in history. Curious? Check out the video to discover the amazing ancient inventions that science still can't explain. Delhi Iron Pillar. In Delhi, India, there's a massive iron pillar that's over 23 feet tall and has stood since the 4th century. What makes this pillar particularly fascinating is that it's completely rust-free even after more than a millennium of exposure to the elements. Scientists are still baffled by the pillar's immaculate condition. Some believe its lack of rust is due to Delhi's dry climate, while others suggest it's because of the unique mineral composition of the iron used in its construction. Roman concrete. Concrete is known to be one of the simplest and most reliable construction materials available to us. It's easy to imagine that the concrete mixing process has improved and developed over time. But it turns out the ancient Romans were way better at mixing concrete than we are. Some Roman concrete structures have lasted over 2,000 years, sometimes even underwater. While scientists have closely studied the composition of ancient concrete and found traces of volcanic ash and the mineral lucite, which they suspect are the secret ingredients, they still haven't been able to recreate the material. Antikythera mechanism. In 1901, a strange mechanical device was found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. This item is now known as the Antikythera mechanism, dating back to the 2nd century BC in Greece. Although it's believed to be some kind of astronomical calculating device, no one knows who built it or how it was constructed, considering that no similar technology was seen again for nearly 1,000 years. First seismoscope. Zhang Heng's seismoscope, created in China around 132, is believed to have been capable of detecting earthquakes with surprising accuracy, and it's considered the first of its kind. The technology used was far ahead of its time, and historians are still unsure how such a technological leap was possible. Each dragon on the device represents a primary direction on the compass. A ball would fall from one of the dragon's mouths into the mouth of its corresponding frog, indicating the direction of seismic activity. Lycurgus Cup. The Lycurgus Cup is thought to have been made during the 4th century, somewhere in the Roman Empire. When the cup was brought to the British Museum in London, curators were amazed by its ability to change color and opacity depending on the direction the light hits it. When lit from the front, the cup appears a dark red, but when lit from behind, it turns green. Researchers later concluded that the cup was made using a primitive form of nanotechnology. How the ancient Romans developed this technology remains a mystery. Ancient nuclear war. The Mahabharata is believed to be a non-fictional account of an ancient war between 2 Indian tribal families. Some violent and destructive moments in the book strangely resemble the aftermath of a nuclear explosion, claiming millions of lives within days of the use of weapons called astra in the original Sanskrit, which translates to something like launchers. Of course, this seems impossible, but when studies were conducted in the region of India where these battles took place, an inexplicably high rate of cancer and birth defects was found among the ancient inhabitants. Neither scientists nor historians have been able to shed light on this mystery. Greek fire. In the 7th century, the Byzantine Empire was attacked by invaders from the eastern Mediterranean. Fortunately, they had a secret weapon, known as Greek fire, which was sprayed from the safety of Byzantine ships onto enemy vessels, powered by a device that has never been recreated but was referred to as a siphon in ancient literature. What's most baffling is that Greek fire could continue burning, even in water. Scientists still don't know what it was made of. After the fall of the Byzantine Empire, the ancient incendiary weapon disappeared, never to be used again. Gallipoli. The Age of Steam was initiated by Thomas Newcomen and his steam engine in 1776. However, an ancient Greek inventor named Hero of Alexandria created his own pneumatic steam engine in the 1st century AD. The technology was innovative but severely underestimated, and it wasn't put to practical use at the time. This first steam engine was admittedly very weak, only producing a small amount of torque lever movement. Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of the most mysterious books in history. Since its discovery in 1912, it's been puzzling even the best cryptographers. It's dated to the 15th century, but that's all we know for sure about the book. Although no one can say for certain, most experts believe the manuscript originated in Italy during the Renaissance. It's written in a language that has proven impossible to decode and is filled with seemingly scientific drawings of flora, plants that are still unknown to the natural world today. Indian flying machines. There are a number of accounts of flying machines much older than Santos Dumont's airplane. But perhaps the oldest of these machines found so far is the Rukma Vimana, an ancient Vedic text dating back to 400 BC in India. The Rukma Vimana, credited to Maharshi Bhardwaj, contains sketches of these flying machines, as well as detailed instructions on how to pilot them, and even how to convert them to solar power in times of need. Dr. Sushruta. Sushruta was a 9th century Indian physician who regularly performed surgeries and medical feats that probably seemed like miracles at the time. Many of these achievements are documented in his book, Sushruta Samhita. Sushruta himself documented how he performed complex surgeries, even by today's standards, including successful cataract removals, nasal reconstruction, and apparently even successful prosthetic surgeries. Damascus steel. It's said that many modern knives and swords are made of Damascus steel, but none of them are actually made with the same Damascus steel from legend. During the Crusades, reports began to surface documenting a superior quality steel used in the Levant that was incredibly sharp, flexible, and, on top of that, indestructible. The material was once described as a metal that could cut through a floating handkerchief, bend 90 degrees, and flex back without damage. To this day, no one has been able to replicate the original recipe. Hal Saflieni Hypogeum. Under the island nation of Malta lies an expansive underground necropolis known as the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum. Discovered in 1902, experts believe it was built around 2500 BC from limestone. One particular room, now known as the Oracle Chamber, continues to baffle scientists. Any sound made within this room is amplified almost 100 times in a stunning feat of ancient acoustics. Scientists aren't sure if this was done intentionally using inexplicably advanced techniques, or if it was just pure luck. Viking Sunstone. Old Norse stories tell of a magical stone that was essential for Viking sailors crossing the treacherous seas. It was said that this stone could inexplicably pinpoint the position of the sun, even through an extremely cloudy sky. Today's scientists believe these stones were pieces of Iceland spar, or calcite, a mineral known for its polarizing effects. But experts haven't been able to replicate the process of using these stones to locate the sun. Ulfbert swords. Similar to the Middle Eastern blades made from Damascus steel are the ancient Ulfbert swords. Researchers have been puzzled by the composition of these northern European swords. These blades, widely used during the Viking Age, were made of steel so strong and pure that they don't seem to align with the casting and metallurgy techniques known to have been used at the time. One Ulfbert sword, discovered in 2014, was inscribed with Arabic letters, leading some to believe that early trade between the two cultures allowed some Damascus techniques to be adopted by northern Europeans. Roman dodecahedron. One of the longest-lasting mysteries of ancient Europe is that of the Roman dodecahedron. These objects have been found across Europe, vary in size, and all date between the 2nd and 4th centuries AD. Though their complex shapes and sinister-looking knobs on each point suggest they must have had some purpose, no function has been discovered. Some experts believe the scientific community may be looking for meaning where there is none, thinking these dodecahedrons were just toys for Roman children. And those were just a few of the mind-blowing inventions from ancient times that still have modern science scratching its head. Each one gives us a glimpse into a past that might have been way more advanced than we ever thought. Will we ever uncover their secrets? Until then, the mystery lives on.